Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly trade video for Friday, May the 30th, 2025. Yeah, we changed up our pictures a little bit here. It's almost summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere, so we thought we'd get a little bit seasonal here. Darko on the left, of course, and he was just in Colombia, visiting Colombia. He had a great time there. And that's me. Actually, it was just last year in Gallipoli in Italy. Great spot as well. As you may know, we have several services. We have Forex long-term trading, Forex short-term trading, and now a new service, Forex Plus stock service, which includes crypto and commodities, other tradable assets. And the approach to trading every single one of them is exactly the same. We teach how to master the basics of price action in order to decode the language of the market. So in this video, I'll go over an example of exactly how to do this, and I'll talk about this in more detail shortly here. I hope you find it helpful, and if you do, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Okay, here we go. Now, before we get to a chart, we'll have a look at this one right here. But you just need to know that we have a very objective approach using very specific time frame combinations, and these time frame combinations are based on the desired trading style that a trader is looking for. Okay, so it could be a very short-term trading like scalping, or it could be longer-term swing trading or even position trading. Here's what's important to know. It does not matter in the least which style you choose as far as the effectiveness of this approach goes. Every style is based on pure price action analysis using proper levels of support resistance on our higher time frames, price patterns, trend analysis, account and risk management, and trade management, among other things. They're all very important. These critical elements are clearly laid out in Darko's trading circle, what he calls his trading circle. I'll put a link to that video actually in the description below this. The description below this video. I'll put a link to that trading circle video. And sure, they take a bit of time to learn, but once you learn them, you're going to have the tools necessary to trade any style you like, with the odds tipped clearly in your favor. Each of the components of the trading circle are critical to master. They're not hard, but they do require time at the controls to master, and the amount of time it takes is going to vary depending on your time availability and commitment level and all that kind of thing. So there's no one size fits all here. So to put it very simply, what we do is we show you how to master price action basics in order to decode the language of the markets. Okay, we look at what price is doing, where it's doing it at, i.e. what level, any particular patterns, and that kind of thing. And we only have a few patterns. And I'll show you an example of this on this chart in just a minute. Here's the thing. If you don't know what price is telling you and you're just taking trades at random levels in an inconsistent manner, you're going to fail at the trading game. Understanding the language of the market is your key to success. Right? And it forms the basis of a trading plan. And without a plan that you follow consistently, you're just doomed. It's not an option. You have to have a plan. So this means knowing exactly where your entry is, where your stop loss goes, where your take profit levels are at, all that kind of thing. And this takes a lot of emotion out of the trade and will help you to detach yourself from the outcome of the trade, which is, the outcome's totally out of your control, right? So always focus on following your plan and not on whether the trade is a win or a loss. Over time, this will bring about good results, even though not all trades are going to work out profitably. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So let's look at this example of a trade right here. This is the British pound US dollar. And this is a scalp trade. Now, again, it could be any, this could be any chart. This could be a swing trade. It could be a micro scalp, but it happens to be a scalp trade because of the time frame combinations that we're using. The daily, the 4-hour, and 15-minute are the primary ones. And we look at this upper left weekly to get a bigger overview picture of it too. But the weekly chart is going up, and it's making higher highs and higher closes. This is a very bullish right now at this point. Okay, so on the daily chart, what's it doing? It's doing the same thing. See this? And it's just making higher swing highs and higher swing lows. We broke above all of this and closed up here. What a good level of old resistance this was. And now it could be expected to be support. Okay? So on our 4-hour chart, so we have the weekly, the daily going up. Is the 4-hour chart trending higher? Yeah, it sure is. Okay, this is what's called an advanced pullback level. This is all part of identifying trend, and it really will change your trading. I mean, if you really learn how to do this, it's not that difficult, but it just takes a bit of time. Comes back down to this level. Now, this level on the 4-hour chart is right here. That's a great level, and this sets up what's called a set and forget trade, where we have all of the trends in alignment, and that's a really nice trade to take. They're great trades. We already have a place to put our stop, what's called a natural stop. This needed about a 50 pip risk, and I think it's been up about 75 pips so far, and it's still climbing higher on our entry time frame, which is the 15-minute chart. So, there's really no reason to get out of it. And you'll see on the entry, like, price went screaming down here, hit the entry, and just kept going. And this would cause panic in most people, though, because they don't have a trading plan. Right, so they jump out, and look what happens after that. It kind of makes you sick if that would if that happened to you. So, at this point, like I say, there's just no reason to get out of the trade. It's still heading up. So right now, bring this back up again. It's all about trade management, right? Because you have to know what you're gonna do once the trade starts moving in your favor, or if it goes the other way, you have to know what to do. In this case, it's going just fine. No reason to get out, but for sure, there is no way we would ever allow this to be a losing trade. And in fact, you could have been taking some profit along the way at certain points, according to your trade management plan. Okay? So here's what you need to do. Learn how to read the language of the market. Okay, we don't use any indicators, just pure price action. Get really good at it. Then come up with the trading style that works best for you, okay, and your time availability, all that kind of stuff. And then you map out your plan in detail for exactly how you're going to trade, and then it's a matter of developing the confidence and the conviction to follow that plan. And I'll give you a super good piece of advice. Focus on one strategy, right? Pick one method to trade, stick with it, track your results over time, and doing this will instill the confidence that you need in order to pull the trigger when a valid trade sets up without worrying about the outcome. You always have to detach yourself from the outcome. Alrighty, thank you so much for listening, especially if you listened all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. I genuinely hope that it's been helpful. All right, have a great weekend and trading week ahead. All the best. Take care.